everyone, today it is day 2 of Vlogmas and today I thought I would do my top 10 Christmas movies. But before I do, I just wanted to show you this. My dad got me and my lovely sister the 12 Socks of Christmas. He gave it to me yesterday. I had no idea it was coming. So I got Sophie to open my first one today. So it was Timon and Pumbaa on the front, but inside it was, I don't know if you can see, Sebastian from The Little Mermaid. So I've got those socks on today. So that was a lovely surprise. Yeah, and my advent candles came. How lovely is that? I got these off eBay. They're a Laura Ashley one. I bid on another one and it went, I missed out on it, but it had gone too high anyway. And then this went for almost half the price of that one. I think it was because it was nearer 1st of December and people were worried it wouldn't come. So I'm going to light that first. Whoop. Oh, like that. So I will put that. What can I put it? There. You see it? Or is that going to be? That's going to be too much behind me, isn't it? There. Yeah. Just trying not to set my tree on fire. Okay. Yeah, this I've moved locations because the conservatory yesterday was freezing and I thought I can't film multiple videos in there. So this is our tree as decorated by my 5-year-old and my husband. We've got some nice decorations there. You've got Ariel from The Little Mermaid. We've got Sophie's Baby's First Christmas from 2015. Man United. Bauble, my husband's a Man United fan. My t-shirt today is Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, and we've got the headband in again, so we're Christmassy. So I will work down from 10 till 1. So my 10th favourite Christmas film is The Holiday with Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jude Law and Jack Black. It's just telling the story of 4 different people at Christmas. And it's like they're all interlinked and they do a house swap at Christmas. One of them lives in LA, the other one lives in the Cotswolds, I think that's right. And they swap houses and it's how that all ensues. The relationship's gorgeous. I'm not as keen on this one, but his two little girls are gorgeous. And it's just a nice movie. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. Number 9 for me is Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He basically has to, he's a bit of a workaholic. He misses out on a lot of family occasions because of it. And his wife asked him to get his son a particular toy for Christmas. And he forgot all about it, and it's his rush around to try and get this special Christmas present in time for Christmas, and trying to show his son that he's there for him and not let his son down again. In that terms, it reminds me a little bit of Liar Liar, where he's trying to persuade his son that he's going to give him the time of day in future. So yeah, really enjoy that one. There is a special cameo from James, is it James Belushi? The Belushi brother that's still living. He's in that. The one who was in Curly Sue. He makes an appearance as one of the Santas, and that was nice. So yeah, definitely give that one a go. So that's number 9. Number 8 is White Christmas, 4 Christmases with Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn. This is just a really fun one. So basically, they're a couple, and every Christmas they tell the families that they're going off to help people in foreign countries so that they don't have to spend Christmas with their family. Instead, they're going off on holidays to places like Fiji, but they share all the flights are grounded. The families find out and they say, come to us for Christmas. Because all the parents are separated and with other people, it means they have to do 4 different Christmases, and it's just the hilarity that ensues by going to all these different houses. There's some really good bits. They take part in a live nativity. There's a funny bit where they're trying to do the television aerial on his dad's house. There's another funny bit with a pregnancy test inside a bouncy castle. It's just really hilarious. I don't really think that Reese Witherspoon and Vince Vaughn can do much wrong. So yeah, definitely give that a go. Kristen Chenoweth is also Reese's sister in that film as well. So yeah, love that one. Number 7 for me is The Family Stone. I love this one so much. The cast is brilliant. So you've got Claire Danes, Diane Keaton, Rachel McAdams, Dermot Mulroney, Craig T. Nelson, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Luke Wilson. The family is called the Stone family. Everett, which is played by Dermot Mulroney, is bringing his girlfriend to meet his family for the first time. They're a very tight-knit family, and they're not very keen on letting a new person in. She's very different to them, and it's about how that family deals with that. You know, there's some surprises that you don't expect partway through. I wouldn't expect to go into this one and not feel emotional. So if you're looking for a weepy at Christmas, this is one, but it's also really funny as well. Yeah, so I remember going to see this in Liverpool, in a Liverpool cinema, with me, my mum and my dad and my sister, try and see a Christmas movie together each year. Obviously that's going to be different this year, but I've noticed in more later years not as many good films have been coming out, but this was one of the ones we went to see. I think it was 2005. I don't know. I think it was 2005, 2015, 2005. One year we went to see Arthur Christmas. Four Christmas is one of the ones that we went to see. So fingers crossed in the next few years we'll get some really good Christmas movies, because I do love a Christmas movie. The next one is, I've cheated, I've gone for 2 because I can't pick between the 2, is Home Alone 1 and 2. Yes, the plastic's still on this because I bought it, I think I bought it last year and never opened it because they're all on over Christmas, aren't they? I get the Radio Times every year and go through what I want to watch, a highlight it all. I don't think many people don't know what this is. Kevin McAllister gets left at home alone at Christmas, and it's just watching how he deals with that. These 2 burglars come and try and burgle his house, and he's trying to defend his house. And then in Home Alone 2, he gets left again, but this time at the airport he goes the wrong way and ends up on a plane to New York instead of to Paris, I think, where his family go. And he runs into these 2 burglars again, and he's trying to stop them from going on a rampage around New York and stealing money from a toy shop that's meant for poor children, sick children. And there's a lovely bit in this with Mr. Duncan, the owner of the toy shop, and 2 turtle doves. So yeah, definitely give that a go. I don't think many people haven't seen this, but if you haven't, go for it. Number 5 for me is Santa Claus the movie, the one with Dudley Moore as Patch the Elf. This is one that I've watched since I was a little kid. It always gives me the family feels. Is it John Lithgow? Something Lithgow, who plays the evil baddie, and he's a great baddie in that. It's basically about a man who becomes Santa and his wife becomes Mrs. Claus, and watching how that ensues as things like 2 of the elves are trying to make it to head elf, but something goes wrong with the toys. Oh, that wasn't good, was it? Just how not to burn a Christmas decoration. Never mind, the candle's gone out. I did not see that happening. I will want to see this back. I could have set the tree alight then. So something goes wrong with the toys. Patch ends up running away and trying to prove that he is good enough to be Santa's main elf. And then he gets involved with this baddie and they have to rescue Patch. So yeah, I think most people have seen that one as well, but if you haven't, definitely go and see it. Number 4 for me is The Santa Claus with Tim Allen. He's a workaholic as well at Christmas, so much so that his son doesn't really want to spend Christmas with him. He'd rather spend it with his mum and her partner Neil. But he spends one Christmas with his dad. Santa ends up falling off the roof. He puts the suit on. He becomes Santa. He doesn't really want to be Santa. But in the meantime, the mum and Neil think that he's trying to buy Charlie by pretending to be Santa, and he loses his visitation rights of his son, and it's how that goes. And that thing of everybody believes at the end. So yeah, love that one. I watched that the other night. I hadn't seen all, there's like 3 in that series or 4, and I hadn't seen them all. And then I think last Christmas I ended up watching them all, and they're not as good as that first one, but they are still good. And I think it's either the second or the third one. Martin Short plays Mr. Freeze, and I love Martin Short. Father of the Bride is like my ultimate film with my dad. Um, so yeah, if you want to see Martin Short in an entertaining role, then go with that. Number 3 for me is White Christmas with Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. Oh, it's just a wholesome, good feel. You will notice that, what's her name in it? Whatever the housekeeper is called, I can't remember what her name is in this. She is the Mary Lazarus, the grumpy lead nun for the choir in Sister Act before Sister Mary Clarence takes over the choir. She is the grumpy choir mistress, and she is the housekeeper in White Christmas. Love Bing singing White Christmas. I don't think anybody sings it like him. Danny Kaye I've loved since I saw him in Hans Christian Andersen. If you haven't seen Hans Christian Andersen, that's bound to be on over Christmas. Please watch that because it's brilliant. And he's also in The Court Jester as well with Angela Lansbury. I think she's in that. That's really fun as well. So yeah, White Christmas every year. The dancing in that is amazing. Number 2 for me is Prancer. Not many people have seen this. If you have, let me know because I love it when people have watched this film. I've watched this since I was a little girl. It's basically about a little girl called Jessica who lives with her dad. Her mum has sadly passed away. She lives with her dad and a brother, and her aunt Sarah is heavily involved in helping out. They work on a farm, but times are tough. She basically, on the way home from school, sees one of the reindeers fall from a set of reindeers in the sky, and the one that's fell down is Prancer. Then another day on the way home from school in this woods, she finds a reindeer that's injured, and she thinks it's Prancer who's fell off there, and she needs to get him back to Santa. So she's helping him back to health, and her dad doesn't know, it's a secret, and it's about how that happens and her trying to get him back to Santa for Christmas Eve. It's another one where if you don't cry in it, I'd be very surprised. I'm not much of a crier, but this one does tug at my heartstrings, especially there's a point where she's in bed and her dad's reading her a story that her mum used to read to her, and it's just like, oh. So yeah, Prancer all the way. And then number 1 for me is Miracle on 34th Street, the Richard Attenborough Natalie Wood combination. Not Natalie Wood, Natalie Wood's the original one, Mara Wilson. Yeah, so the more modern version, I think that was 1992 or 3. Gosh, that makes me feel old. I remember buying that on VHS with the vouchers that I got for Christmas one year. Um, Basically, Richard Attenborough it is an old man who gets asked to be Santa for the Macy's Christmas Festival. Oh no, it's not Macy's, that's the first one, Coles. He ends up taking over, and then slowly but surely people start to realise actually he's very much like Santa. He looks exactly like him. He's got the same qualities as Santa, and he's trying to persuade Mara Wilson, who plays a little girl, of the woman who is one of the head managers at Coles, that trying to persuade her to believe in Santa because her mum really doesn't believe in Santa, and so he's like battling against that. And the neighbour, Mr. Bedford, the mum and him have got real tension there in a romantic way, and he is a lawyer, so he ends up representing Kris Kringle when it ends up going to court to decide if he's nuts or if he's what he's saying is true and he's Santa. It is such a feel-good movie. When Richard Attenborough does that speech about if you believe nothing in faith, then you are doomed for life and dominated by doubt. Is that how it goes? Oh, just amazing. So yeah, that is my favourite one. So those are my 10. Please let me know what your favourite movies are. If you've seen any of these, great. If you've not and you're thinking now of going to see them, let me know what you think. There are some that I haven't seen yet that I think are quite popular ones. I have not seen Elf. The year Sophie was 4 months old at Christmas, our first Christmas with our baby, we thought we'll sit down and we'll watch Elf. We had it paused on the telly ready, and then we heard water in the kitchen. It was coming through the ceiling. The radiator in Sophie's room was damaged. His dad had to come round on Christmas Eve and help Andy pull up the floorboards to get to this water to stop it from coming out or to see where it was coming from. So that night, at a stupid time at the night, I was packing up all of our presents from under the tree into bin bags to take them to my mum and dad's in Widnes, just to not spoil our first Christmas with our baby, because it was just a nightmare. That weekend when we come back, we'd had to switch the water off. It was freezing when we got back. It took ages to. I think we stayed at my mum and dad's for a few nights in the end, because it was just, we made the best of it. We didn't want to ruin Sophie's first Christmas and our first Christmas with her. And it was nice being with my mum and dad, but I will never forget that. We still haven't watched Elf to this day. Still haven't watched it, so that's one that I need to watch. I haven't seen Polar Express yet. I've heard that's really good. I love Tom Hanks. Haven't seen It's a Wonderful Life. I'm trying to think if there's any others. I mean, there's others that I have seen that haven't made it to this list. I mean, Love Actually is quite a nice one. There is one that I wanted to give a special mention to. It's only a short. I'm pretty sure you can find it on YouTube if you look. It's called Small One, and it's about a little boy and a donkey. And people don't really give them much respect in the town where they are. They're just very nasty to them. And by the end of the film, that donkey does have a special job to do, because a man comes and says, I need to get my pregnant wife to Bethlehem. Can we use your donkey? So it's just a lovely film. I was pregnant with Sophie when I last watched that. I only watched the last minute of it and I was in bits. So it's a lovely, lovely short film. When I say short, it could even be like 20 minutes to half an hour. But it's a very special little short film. So give that one a go if you can. So that is my top 10 Christmas movies. Yeah, so I hope this was okay. This was day 2, and I will see you on day 3.